Hi, welcome. It's Rebecca Packard, and I am sharing, oh my gosh, my favorite thing. I love sharing my favorite things with you. They help me to save time in my life. They help me to save money in my life. They help me to have the life that I want in the space of mental clarity, emotional stability, and just a better life. And so one of my absolute favorite things this year has been my IRobot Braava Jet. You guys, my husband got me this on a whim. Not gonna lie, this has been on my dream board for a year. And so my husband got me this. He was going back and forth between the vacuum one and the floor washing one. And what it really came down to was and this was genius of him. He was like, I stood there for 2 hours. I was like, I love you so much. But he said, I know because of the age of our kids, we have a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old, that you have to pick everything up before you can vacuum with that robot. So you're gonna have to do things twice, and that didn't make sense to me. And then when you're all done, you still have to mop the floor. And I was like, yeah. And that's the bummer part, right? So until our kids are a little bit older, that doesn't really work. However, for me, I don't mind using my Norwex Swiffer. I know it's not called a Swiffer. Don't tell my Norwex lady I called it that. But it's a dry mop. It's amazing. I love it. It's antimicrobial, all the things. It's microfiber. It picks up things. It's great. Wonderful. But when I'm done, I don't really want to mop. I know, that sounds horrible. Like, what's the big deal? If I run the vacuum, when I'm done, I don't want to mop. I'm kind of a lazy person, I'm not going to lie, you guys. But what I will say is that now I don't have to. I was using a steam jet for my mopper, and I loved it. It was fantastic. But I've now had 2, and and each of them last about 1.5 years, and then you go to use it and it explodes. Yeah, I didn't like that. So I didn't want to get another one. And I know you can do spray the floor, wipe it up, but that's the other thing. I'm busy. I have a business. I actually have 2 global businesses, and I have a 4 and a 5-year-old. And I like to keep my husband happy, and I like to have a clean house and all the things. I also like to have a somewhat social life, if you can imagine fitting that in with all of this. And so one of the things that I was so excited about, because at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, ooh, it's a robot. I am not an AI fan. I am not into robots. Nope. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. But with this thing, I instantly fell in love with it. His name is Herbie now, because I do have a Kirby. And so now I have a Kirby and a Herbie, and they work together to clean my house, which is fantastic. But let me show you what I'm even talking about, because maybe you've just been listening to me ramble and you have no idea what I'm talking about. So this is the iRobot. It is a Braava Jet, and this thing has 3 different settings. It's fantastic. This one is the smaller one. It does have 2 different sizes. We live in a smaller home. We have actively chosen to make a smaller footprint and have a smaller environmental footprint. So this one's perfect for us. It cleans every single room with no problem. I will say, if you have a giant house, you'll probably need the other one, which is fine. It is a little bit bigger, bulkier, but this one, I was super amazed, because I started to think, okay, it's gonna run around my house and it's gonna get stuck places, and you know, that my head went into that space. Even though I do what I do, I still can have negative thoughts sometimes. Don't judge, we're all human, right? So I was amazed. This thing goes underneath my kitchen table and individually cleans each leg of the table and of each chair, and then goes back and sweeps the whole thing. And so I love that it not only has a dry sweep setting, it has a light mop setting and a heavy mop setting, which was fantastic. And again, another thing that I love is it just cleans with water. It does have chemicals on the pads. You can get other pads for it that are, oh, that's only for the big one. Sorry. The small one, they haven't come out with them, but I wouldn't doubt it if they did come out with them. The big one has reusable microfiber cloths. This one has replaceable disposable cloths. Let me show you those. They snap right in and tell you what setting. I don't have one on me. Let me show you from the back of the box. So right here you can see there's three different styles. One's a dry, and then the orange is the light mop, and the blue is the heavy mop. Now, again, this is the Braava Jet 240, and it even goes around my toilet, you guys. That's amazing. And at first I thought, oh, it's not gonna do that great of a job. I was really looking for it to fail me, I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, it's a robot. But then it has been incredible. I've used it in our bedroom, I've used it in the living room, kitchen, bathroom, all the rooms in the house, and I love it. So, why do I love it the most? Because I don't know about you, but I'm one of those people, I dust everything and then I vacuum, or I use my dry mop and I get everything cleaned up and then I'm done. I'm like, oh, I'm just tired now. And I will say that when I do a dry mop or when I'm vacuuming, I envision myself cleaning all the energy that's not of my highest good and the highest good of all from my home, and that's really great. But then when I go through and I go to mop, I'm like, I'm tired and now I don't feel like doing anything else. I'm just being real with you guys, okay? And so this was really awesome because I can sit on the couch and watch a show with my husband, and this little gem, it washes my kitchen floor and I don't have to do anything. I just press the button on the top. You put some water in it, press the button on the top. If I'm going out, and I'm one of those people, I always clean the house before I leave the house because I want to come home to a clean house, and so we'll pick everything up off the floors and put it away, and I will set this up in the living room, and I'll leave and I'll just press the button and let it clean the whole living room while I'm gone. So then I come home to an extra clean house, which is fantastic. I will say, at first, my husband was concerned about how much the pads were going to cost for it and the environmental impact of the pads. And he looked at one, we have a really low footprint. So he was like, are you okay with this? And I'm like, I use a Diva cup because I don't have to use tampons because of that. And so I'm willing to use 2 pads a month on my Braava to make it so that I can have a clean floor. Compromises, people. There are some people out there who are doing like 18 bags of trash a week. We do 1. I'm willing to make this compromise. Okay? It might make me a bad human, but I'm doing my best. Because what it does for me, like I did the math out. I'm one of those people. I do the math out. And it ended up saving me pretty much by the time it was all said and done, because I'm someone, I like to wash my floor at least once a week. Think of that, once a week. That's an hour a week. If I wash my floor once a week, it takes me an hour to do all the rooms, and then that's 52 weeks in a year. 52 hours of my life back. 52 hours of my life back, and I'm still getting exactly what I want. So the other breakdown of this was that I think he said that by the time it was all said and done, if you end up getting the 10 pack of the pads, it ends up breaking down to like $1 a wash, which is fantastic. It might even be cheaper because I have gotten a 10 pack for $7.77, which I was like, jackpot, that's funny. Which was like, for me, that was perfect. And that broke it down to like 67 cents a wash. And I'm someone where when I use the pads, I will use the entire pad on the full wash. So I won't do individual pads for each room. One wash, one pad, the whole house, start in the living room, go to the kitchen, and then move into the bathroom. Because I don't want to like start in the bathroom and then bring that in here, but like I'll start in the living room, which is usually a cleaner room on the floor, go to the kitchen, which is usually our mildly dirty floor, and then I live with 3 boys. So then we do the bathroom. And so I think that it's completely worth it. Not here to make you do anything, but if you are a mom that's looking to get a little bit of your life back and to outsource without having to have strangers come into your home, this is a fantastic way to do that. And it also, battery life. So for me, I can do my living room and my kitchen. In my kitchen, it needs to charge the battery, and then I can go from the kitchen to the bathroom. It only takes 2 hours to charge the battery to full. It might only take 1 hour, but we have not timed that appropriate, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't think that that's that bad for what it's doing for you. And you didn't have to actually do anything. And we've even had circumstances where it was running and we were still living around it, and it doesn't really bother it at all. As long as you don't physically stop it in its tracks, it does great. So, and if you do stop it, you just press the button again, reset it, and it starts all over, which is fine too. Like, extra clean floor. And so, if you are interested in this, again, if you've seen any of my videos, if you've seen my website or watched any of my videos, I will share a link below. I will share a link for the product itself and then the refill pads. And we do get a small portion of that as a profit, but all of that goes to helping to keep our prices low for our holistic healing business and our Tools for Life program. And so you can see those links below if you're interested. And if you're not interested, that's fine. That's fantastic. But I hope that you are implementing things into your life to make your life easier, to make your life less chaotic. I always say, find calm in the chaos of life and choose to live a life free, filled with fun and enjoyment. Because what is the purpose if you are not doing that? So I hope you have a fantastic day, and we will see you again soon. Bye.